Hello students, today we are going to discuss on the topic of ductility, means how to make a building ductile. Now in India, most of the buildings are made in masonry. Masonry is generally made up of burnt clay, bricks and cement mortar. In hilly areas, stone masonry with mud mortar is more prevalent, but in recent time, it is being replaced with the cement mortar. Masonry can carry loads that cause compression and the tensions. Now compression means the pressing together and tension means pulling apart. Here we can observe that suppose these are the masonry block. So first one is under the temperature compression and second one is under the tension. Now second one, the second material that we have to use, that is the concrete. So in concrete buildings construction, particularly over the past 4 decades. Cement concrete is made up of crushed stone pile pieces. It is also called as the aggregate, sand, cement, and water mixed in appropriate proportions. Concrete is much stronger than the masonry under a compressive loads, but again its behavior in tension is poor. The properties of concrete critically depend upon the amount of water used in making a concrete. Too much and too little water both can cause havoc. In general, both masonry and concrete are brittle and fails suddenly. But now when we consider the third material, that is steel. So when the steel is used in a masonry and concrete building as a reinforcement bar of diameter ranging from 6 mm to about 40 mm, reinforcing steel can carry both tensile and compressive loads. Now steel is a ductile material. This is important property of ductility enables steel bars to undergo large elongation before breaking. Concrete is also used in a building along with the steel reinforcement bars. This composite material is called as the reinforced cement concrete, or it is simply called as RC structures. The amount and location of the steel in a member should be such that the failure of a member is by a steel reaching its strength in tension before reaches its strength in compression. This type of failure in ductile failure and hence is preferred over a failure where concrete fails first in compression, and therefore contrary to common thinking, providing too much steel in RC building can be harmful even. Now there is a capacity of particular load carrying capacity. Now for this purpose, suppose we have to consider the two bars having a strength, length and cross-sectional area, one made of a ductile material and another as a brittle material. So now pull these two bars until they break. You will notice that the ductile bar elongates by a large amount before it breaks, while the brittle bar breaks suddenly on reaching its maximum strength at relatively small elongation. Now, the second example that we have to study, it is the example of chain. Now let us consider the chains with made up of again brittle and the ductile material. Each of these links just fail like a bars. Now hold the last link at either end of the chain and apply a force. Since the same force is being transferred through all the links, the force in each link is the same, that is F. As more and more force is applied, eventually the chain will break, even the weakest link in it breaks. If the ductile link is a weak one, then the chain will show a large final elongation. Instead of if the brittle link is the weak one, then chain will fail suddenly and show small final elongation. Therefore, if we want to have such a ductile chain, we have to make the ductile link to be the weakest link. Hmm? We have to consider the last example in the case of multiple story building. Now the building should be designed like the ductile chain. For that purpose, we will consider a common urban residential apartment construction. The multi-story building made up of reinforced concrete. It consists of a horizontal and vertical members, namely beam and column. The seismic inertia force generated at its floor level are transferred through the various beams in column to the ground. The correct building component need to be made ductile. The failure of the column can affect the stability of the whole building, but the failure of the beam cause localized effect. Therefore, it is better to make a beams to be ductile, weak links than columns. This method of designing RC buildings is called strong column weak beam design method. By using the routing design codes, designers may not be able to achieve a ductile structure. Special design provisions are required to help designers to improve the ductility of the structure. Now, the provisions are usually put together in the form of special seismic code, that is IS 13920 1993. Now, there are some quality controls are required in a constructions. So the capacity design concept of earthquake resistant design of a building will fail if the strength of the brittle links fall below their minimum assured value. The strength of the brittle construction material, like a masonry and concrete, is highly sensitive to a quality of construction material, workmanship, supervision, and construction method. Similarly, special care is needed in construction to ensure that the elements meant to be ductile are indeed provided with the features that give adequate ductility. Thus, strict adherence to prescribed standard of construction material and construction process is essential in assuring an earthquake resistant building. Regular testing of construction material at qualified laboratories at a site or away. Periodic training of workmen at professional training houses and on-site evaluation of the technical work are elements of good quality control. Thank you.